fighting at all in the 8th round with the now famous no mas, no mas. It has been 9 months of grueling work to get ready for a tough young competitor by the name of Nino Gonzales. Gil Clancy, let's talk first about this youngster, Nino Gonzales. You've seen him as I have. He is a very determined young man. He has lost only once in 25 fights, and most impressive during this past week of training, he shows no fear of Roberto Duran.
Well, I think that's the key, Tim. He does not hold Roberto Duran in awe. He knows how important this fight is to him. He's going to let it all hang out, and I think he's going to make an interesting fight of it.
All right, Angelo Dundee, of course, you are a most interested observer working the corner of Sugar Ray Leonard. This is certainly an interesting match for you to comment upon. You know that Duran has gotten down to 155. How do you feel about that and his physical and mental condition?
Well, I feel for Duran. One big emotional night, mind and blown is cool. It'll be interesting what's going to happen. Duran should be too much for this kid, too technical, too smart.
But the mental attitude seems to have you concerned.
That's the big thing. If he didn't blow his cool completely, one big night, a catastrophe. A great fighter coming down to mediocrity.
All right, well, his mental attitude was no problem during the years that he was churning through the lightweights. He won the championship in 1972 against Ken Buchanan, defended it successfully 11 times, including this last time in which he unified the World Lightweight Championship with a victory in the 12th round over tough Esteban de Jesus, the only man to have beaten him up to that point in his career. Then he went on to the welterweight division June 20th, 1980 in Montreal, Canada, lifting the WBC crown from Sugar Ray Leonard with his typically aggressive style, fighting at 147 pounds. Then came the faithful night, November 25th, 1980 in New Orleans, when a different Leonard, moving, jabbing, taunting, and frustrating Duran. In the 7th round here, he had Duran totally frustrated. Then suddenly, in the 8th round, a discouraged and distraught Roberto Duran simply said, no mas, no mas, no more. Later, of course, he said the reason he stopped the fight was stomach pain. His opponent tonight, of course, will be Nino Gonzales, a youngster from Bayonne, New Jersey, whom he must get by before he will get the crack that he wants, the 3rd crack at Sugar Ray Leonard. Here comes Nino Gonzales, Miguel Gonzales, born and raised in Bayonne, New Jersey, of Puerto Rican heritage. His family comes from Puerto Rico, and thus the Puerto Rico flag as he comes in with them. Indeed, he feels he has been slighted by Duran, and his country of Puerto Rico has also been somewhat insulted by Duran's remarks during this past week. So he is making a strong point of reminding Duran that he has some pride in his heritage from Puerto Rico. This is Gonzales against Steve Delgado, avenging the only defeat in his professional record. He stopped him with this aggressive attack in the 9th round. Delgado, the only man to have beaten him during his pro career. Gonzales uses Joe Frazier as one of his heroes, and you saw the aggressive Frazier style there. Another idol of Gonzales, Roberto Duran. This hangs in the Bayonne household of Nino Gonzales. Tonight, of course, he is looking across the ring at Duran, the opponent. Gonzales sees him as the opportunity to move into boxing spotlight with a victory over the world-famous and properly highly regarded champion, Roberto Duran, who in his own odyssey back to the top will have to get by this aggressive, up-and-coming, now 10th ranked in the world contender, Mike Nino Gonzales. Duran entering the ring here in Cleveland, and I'm sure he will get a somewhat enthusiastic, if mixed, response when the crowd sees him shortly, as he did when he was introduced at Ray Mancini's fight in Warren, Ohio a few weeks ago. Most of the audience there gave him a tremendous hand, but there were those who chose to boo and express their displeasure at the way he went out against Sugar Ray Leonard last November in New Orleans. Roberto Duran, 155 pounds. This is the weight that he claims he'll be comfortable at as a junior middleweight. This is the weight that he would like to fight Sugar Ray Leonard for the 3rd time. He is in good shape. He has been a casual trainer this past week in that he has not worked real hard in his sparring sessions, choosing to flurry for a few seconds around. He has appeared confident as always. Gonzales has been diligent. Gonzales has been equally confident, and he says Duran has had it. We'll find out momentarily here in Cleveland, Ohio, when we return live for this coverage of the super welterweight fight, Duran and Gonzales. There is quite a sports crowd on hand here in Cleveland Public Hall for this all-important, especially to Roberto Duran, super welterweight bout. The WBC heavyweight champion Larry Holmes is here. Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, the former WBA light heavyweight champion. Many other boxing luminaries, as the boxing people call them, and many other celebrities. Let's join ring announcer Jim Mueller for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Don King presents The Comeback. Introducing the fighters for our main event. First, in the blue corner, wearing white trunks with red trim, from Bayonne, New Jersey, with a record of 24-1, 13 knockouts, weighs in at 152 pounds, Nino Gonzales. In the red corner, wearing lavender trunks with white trim, from Panama, his record 72-2 with 55 knockouts, weighing 155 pounds, the former lightweight and welterweight champion of the world, Roberto Duran.
All right, the fighters introduced. The referee today is Jackie Keogh. The judges are Vito Mazzio and Ed McGuire. They are all from Cleveland. We mentioned a number of the boxing people in attendance today. They include Ernie Shavers, Dwight Davidson, who was a middleweight winner yesterday here on CBS. Popular lightweight Ray Boom Boom Mancini, who will fight for the title in October. Michael Dokes, who scored a first-round knockout over Harry Terrell earlier today. Ranked number 2 in the world, Dokes is, in the heavyweights. Football players from the Browns, baseball players from tonight's All-Star game. Cleveland Browns owner Art Modell, Cleveland Cavaliers owner Ted Stepien, and this is the big attraction this afternoon. Round number 1, the 5-point must system in effect here in Cleveland. 5 points to the winner of a round, 4 less to the loser of the round. Gonzales on the left of your screen in white. Roberto Duran, 155 pounds, hard won since last May at Gleason's Gym in New York and elsewhere, getting ready for this fight. Angelo Dundee, Joe Clancy, Tim Ryan ringside, watching round 1 of this scheduled 10-round.
Well, Tim, this is a classic matchup. Here you have the young, ambitious, strong kid against the master technician, former champion. I think we're going to just see a great fight.
Something I didn't like that Duran did. He backed up very easily. That's something he never does to anybody, and he backed up the first flurry of punches thrown. Also, what I don't like, he stick around the middle. He's not been on that table too much, Duran. So I don't think he's been doing his homework on the table.
As usual, they struggle to get down to the weight that he has encountered really since he moved up to the welterweight ranks. And this a particularly big struggle. He claims to want Leonard again for a 3rd time. Nino Gonzales has ideas of his own. Gonzales 24-1, 13 knockouts, just 22 years of age.
Punch when your hands are free, boys.
Duran 72-2 with 55 knockouts. He is 30 years of age. Is that age difference a factor? And how much, Gil Clancy, do you think the age is a factor for Duran at this stage of his career anyway?
It isn't a question of the age. He's not an old man ring-wise. He hasn't taken beatings in the ring. Again, it's the psychology. He has that ambition that the young kid has.
Gonzales is fighting the right kind of a fight, Gil. He's taking it to him, backing him up, and Duran is really going to have to start doing a few things in there. His reflexes are not as sharp, as you just saw right there. He missed a couple of punches. Duran doesn't look good at all to be in this first round.
Well, he's been out of the ring for a while, and let's give him a chance to settle down and see. But as you pointed out, anytime you're fighting an older guy, the thing to do is back him up. Those old legs don't back up so good.
Less than a minute to go in round number 1. Mike Nino Gonzales, the nickname Nino given to him by a fan who thought that Nino reminded him of Nino Benvenuti, the great Italian boxer. His name is Mike Gonzales, born and raised in Bayonne, New Jersey. His nickname coming into this fight of the Stone Cutter, and he got that because he worked at a masonry factory for a while, and his manager Bob Rooney said someday maybe you'll fight Roberto Duran and we'll call you the Stone Cutter. And wouldn't you know it, here he is with a chance against the Hands of Stone Man himself. Now swinging left hand, missing part of both fighters. There's an old Duran pulling Gonzales into the rope for the flurry.
Duran got hit some good shots when this kid pulled him to him, nailed him with a right hand and the left hook.
Final seconds, round 1. Number 2, Roberto Duran, the former champion. lightweight and welterweight in the lavender attire, matching trunks and boots on the left of your screen. Nino Gonzales from Bayonne, New Jersey, in white with red trim. Gone from the corner of Duran, Freddie Brown, and Ray Arcel, the Sunshine Boys of his glory days as a champion. Both departed from his managing crew. Panama Lewis in the corner with Nestor Quinones and Al Lastra. Manager Carlos Ileda sitting nearby. Advisor Luis Enriquez. Trained by Bob Rooney. Billy Anise and Carl Duval in this corner.
I can tell that Nino, Gil, worked with this kid before with Duran, but he's been slipping his right hand, if you notice. And he's fighting him the right kind of a way, taking it to him, sticking his left hand out. And this is the way to fight a Duran. You don't back off from Duran because you're in trouble otherwise.
So far, Nino is a little more contained than I've ever noticed him in a fight before. He usually takes a lot of chances. He'll wing. He doesn't care if he misses 3 and wants to land that 4th one, but he's fighting within himself right now. That surprises me a little bit.
Angelo, you mentioned that he had been in with Duran before. Indeed, he was for 3 rounds while Duran prepared for the first Leonard fight in Montreal. They invited several fighters from New Jersey up to Duran's training camp, and he worked 3 rounds with Duran. When asked how he did, he said, "I thought I did real well in the 3rd round." And Gonzales on the attack. Duran ducking under the worst of it and now grinning at Gonzales. The crowd thinking Gonzales had done some damage. Indeed, he had done none.
I'd like to know the trainer that started that grinning, but so many Latin fighters do that. When they get hit and get hurt, they grin at you. That's supposed to take your confidence away. I used to always tell my guys, if he grins, hit him again.
Under a minute to go, round 2. We'd like to alert our local stations along the line. We'll be taking a 30-second station break at the end of this round.
I tell you, it's interesting watching Jackie Keel work there as a fighter, a leading middleweight. He didn't walk too much.
The referee from Cleveland, as are the 2 judges. All 3 will figure in the scoring.
Duran really looks ring rusty at this particular point. Don't you think so, Ange?
Oh, yeah, he looks like he's been out a long time, Gil. I'm telling you, I don't know if he's going to get over that last fight.
Less than 30 seconds to go on this 2nd round. Duran jabbing a little more now in round 2. Final seconds of the 2nd round. We'll be back with more of the Roberto Duran, Nino Gonzales fight after this word from your local stations. Slow start. Do you think he's trying to pace himself? Perhaps wondering whether Duran is in shape to go 10.
Well, in talking to him, his pre-fight strategy was to box slowly or try to kill the clock for the first 5 rounds and then let it all hang out. He figured he'd get Duran tired. I mean, this is slow for Gonzales, but it certainly isn't a slow pace.
He just landed his first good punch of the fight, a left hand to the chin of Roberto Duran.
I think Nino is definitely influenced by being with a great fighter like Roberto Duran. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. The whole thing about Duran, what's concerning me, is that the guy, they're putting a ton of water on him in the corner, a big ice bag on his head. The heat might be getting to Duran.
Come on, break. I
noticed that too, Ange. They started out right after the first round. I don't think a fighter needs that kind of refreshment at all, or maybe late in the fight, but when they start doing it in the first round, I have to wonder about it.
Gonzales tried to get into a flurry, was tied up by Duran along the ropes.
The big key to Duran is his hand speed. His hand speed right now has been looking slow with this kid.
Good left hand by Gonzales, and then a right back after it by Duran. Gonzales has lost only once. He avenged that with a knockout win over Steve Delgado. Duran has lost twice, once to DeJesus, once to Sugar Ray Leonard.
Gil, if Nino keeps backing up like that, he's a lick fighter. Because Duran is very, very effective when he's got you on the ropes.
We mentioned that earlier. When you're fighting an older guy, you got to make him back up. And he's a strong young kid. I'm surprised that he isn't being pulling him a little more back in the head. Now he's letting Duran set the pace. He can do what he wants.
Very lucky that Duran's a little shade off with his punches, Gil, because Duran's been missing punches.
You see, Duran is losing himself in the ring too, Ed. You see, right then when he ducked, he was looking at the canvas. I mean, that's a no-no in boxing.
9 months out of the ring since that night in New Orleans in November of 1980. Less than a minute to go in round number 3. Again, we'd like to look at local stations along the line. We'll be going to a 30-second station break at the end of this 3rd round. Does not appear to be sharp, Roberto Duran. And I guess the term ring rust might be applicable at this point, but we're only in round 3. Andy?
That's an understatement. His balance is bad. He's missing punches. He's getting hit with punches he never got hit his whole life.
Uppercut landed by Gonzales. There's blood on the left eye of Duran. Whether their heads came together over there, we're not sure, but an uppercut landed to the chin, and Gonzales trying to take advantage now of the cut over the left eye of Roberto Duran. Round 3. Seconds of the round. We'll be back with more of the Duran-Gonzales fight after this word from your local station. Tim Ryan, Gil Clancy, Angelo Dundee, they have been working feverishly on that cut over the left eye of Roberto Duran between rounds 3 and 4.
Bill Present stepped in there. The Panamanian trainer was trying to fix the cut. Bill pushed him out of the way, and Bill was working on a cut just right now, just before the bell. It could be a serious cut.
Round number 4, there is some slight bruising under the left eye of Gonzales. But the serious damage, if it turns out to be so, is to the left eye, near the end of the eyebrow on the left eye of Duran.
Big right hand landed right on that cut too, Tim. Watching Duran, I don't believe he can carry this weight.
Good combination by Gonzales, scoring to the face and head of Roberto Duran.
Still another big thing, Duran's not the banger at this weight. He's hitting the bigger people. But the point is he's way off. His timing is off. Everything is off.
And you should never fight it any more than the welterweight. He just cannot carry this weight. You mentioned that he looks thick around the middle. It's taking that little edge off him. When he throws a punch, he pulls himself right off balance.
Gonzales came in at a very trim 152. Gentlemen, the question then would be posed, can he get down to 147 at this stage of his career? He's having so much trouble making 155. Could he get to 147 and still be sharp?
I would have to say that he definitely could get to 147. What he needs is some discipline, some good training. His frame is not that big. He easily could make 147. After all, not so long ago, he was only 135.
What he needs is to push himself away from the table anyway.
That's exactly right.
We're in round 4. Nino Gonzales opened a cut in the left corner of the eyebrow of Duran in round 3. However, it has not reopened in round 4. So they did a good job between rounds.
Well, Bill Present did a good job on that cut. Good thing he was in the corner.
Especially since the Panamanian put a whole sponge of water on the end of the cut.
That's right. It didn't look like he was going to do anything to fix the cut.
Hear him, his instructions to the fighters. Under a minute to go. Round number 4.
You know, sometimes a fighter fights himself in shape while the fight's going on. A fighter like Duran, but right now he's just fighting from memory.
He just landed a right hand to the ear of Gonzales.
And then he missed that next right hand, Tim, and pulled himself right off balance. He can't carry this weight.
Well, certainly no fighters have achieved greater interest and anticipation than the so-called comeback of Duran, and you're seeing it here live.
Gonzales got hurt by a body shot in that exchange along the ropes, Bill.
Yes, he did.
A real good right hand to the body.
Yes, he did.
And he better stay off those ropes, because he's going to get licked.
Less than 30 seconds to go, 4th round.
Right now, Ange, I think he's fighting the wrong fight. He has to take it to Duran all the time. Can't let these guys like Duran get set.
Right hand lead scored from Duran. Final seconds of the 4th round. Round number 5, live from the Cleveland Public Hall. Nino Gonzales on the right of your screen, Roberto Duran in the lavender outfit on the left of your screen. There are 6 handlers working Roberto Duran's corner. Obviously, that can't help.
If I was Duran and I could do everything they told me to do, I'd be able to beat an entire army. Everybody was telling him something different, and they were all shouting at him.
Duran bullying his way into Gonzales early here in round 5.
Duran's coming on a little bit, Gil. I like the way he's starting to move in now, the way he's throwing his punches. He's fighting the kid right now, backing him up.
All right, that's Gonzales is fighting Duran's fight at this particular moment. He should be getting off first and making the other fella block the punches. Instead, he's waiting. There, he just got off first. Good right hand.
Right hand landed from Gonzales. There is a little bruising under the left eye of Gonzales that first showed up in round 3. So far, no further damage to the cut, the corner, the eyebrow, Roberto Duran on the left eye.
And Gonzales must have got hurt more with that body punch than we think, because he's showing Duran a lot too much respect now. He's trying to become a boxer, a complete boxer, and that he's not.
He almost went down with the shot. His leg gave with the right-hand shot against the ropes. I was watching it closely.
What's your head there, Nino? Get your head in there.
You can hear the referee. Jackie Keogh. Good flurry by both Duran and Gonzales, but it is Duran who backs up Gonzales to the corner. Overhand right landed as Gonzales pulled away.
Overhand right to the back of the head. Good shot.
Here's Gonzales waiting again. He's waiting and waiting. He just can't wait. He's going to back right up against those walls.
Well, with an uppercut underneath, not a whole lot of steam on it, but it landed cleanly.
Body shot took a lot out of him again, Gil. He's getting hurt with body shots that time.
Under a minute to go, round 5.
That hit a good punch, shook his head, and it didn't bother him.
Nino Gonzales, the opportunity of his young boxing career, he's just 22. He knows what this means. Beating somebody like Duran would launch him right into the top ranks of the light welterweights or junior middleweights, 154-pound class. He's currently ranked 10 by the WBC. Land to the left.
All that water they're putting on Duran's making that tape cup loose on his left glove.
3 seconds to go, round 5, down to 20.
Also, when you get hit with a jab, even with that, it looks like it's a hard punch because the water flies off your head and it can affect the judges.
Coming to the end now, this 5th round scheduled for 10. Gonzales and Duran. It's Nino Gonzales and Roberto Duran. Tim Ryan with Gil Clancy and Angelo Dundee. We are live at the Cleveland Public Hall.
Hey, break it up.
Well, Gonzales said after the 5th round, that's when he was going to go after Duran. Let's see if he starts pushing Duran back now. If he doesn't, then he's making a fatal mistake. He's not going to outfox an old pro like Duran. He's got to outfight him.
All right, break.
Thomas
Punch on the break when I get
Hearns is in our studio in New York with Brent Musburger watching this fight with great interest, I am sure. And he'll be chatting with Brent about this fight and its upcoming battle with Sugar Ray Leonard following our boxing coverage here from Cleveland. Seems to me Duran has improved his rhythm as the fight has gone on.
Yes, that's what he needed, and he's starting to hit this kid some tremendous shots underneath.
Well, I mentioned that he might fight himself into shape, Tim. He's starting to find himself a little bit more and get his punches together. But again, Gonzales is letting him come forward.
There's a little more,
almost letting him do what he wants to do.
All right.
a little more blood from that cut once more. Not a great deal, but it has opened up a little bit over the left eye of Duran. Good body shot from Gonzales.
All right, your hands are free. Punch away. Okay, break.
You can see why Duran is so cunning. He'll throw a couple of shots, grab you, and muscle you. And he muscles this kid when this kid's backing up. If this kid would come to him, he wouldn't get muscle. Now he's getting muscle.
That's right. The kid's fighting with his back on the ropes again. That's the worst place for him to be. Duran is tired. Duran is starting to show that he's tired. Take a look at him.
Can't carry that weight, Gil.
All right, break. Step back. Get out of there.
Less than a minute to go, round 6.
See how slick that Duran is, Gil? Throw a couple shots, muscle you.
All right, break.
I I guarantee you Duran is so frustrated from missing punches. He never missed that many punches in his whole life.
The one thing he still has, though, is that great champion's heart. That you can be sure.
Well, that was in question after his last fight. That's what people are watching this one to find out.
Well, I can't go on one fight. I have to go on his entire career.
I couldn't agree more. I think that was the most overrated thing about that defeat at the hands of Leonard. The man's had 72 fights.
And you know, what kills you is what a difference a night will make.
All right, break. Step back.
Final seconds. 6th round.
Hey, 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 hey.
Roberto Duran, Nino Gonzales. The question now, of course, we've talked about Duran's weight. He made it to 155. You fellas think he's having difficulty carrying it. Will he have the stamina for the final 3 rounds? And what about Gonzales? What should he be doing?
Gonzales should be taking it to him right now, because these are the rounds where he can win it now. Because Duran's definitely showing signs of getting very tired. He's trying to con his way through these rounds right now.
Gil, how do you have it on your scorecard?
All right, break.
I have the fight
Watch your head,
very,
Nino.
very even right now. It's up for grabs. And as Ange said, Gonzales got nailed with a big right hand. But he has to take the fight to Duran now. Back those old legs up. That's the way to win this fight.
There it is, Duran pressing. At least a couple of punches at a time.
All right, don't punch. Break it.
Duran wants it good now. He can get this kid right now, Gil. Gonzales is really hurting. His leg folded when he threw a punch. He's really hurting.
Duran's body attack perhaps taking its toll. He just landed a good combination underneath, but Gonzales comes out the ropes, scoring to the face of Duran. Now Duran again digging
at all times. Gonzales dangerous at all times. He was boxing Luis Resto in Madison Square Garden, getting licked, and knocked Resto cold with 1 punch in the 9th round. Don't never sell him short.
Duran scoring at will to the body, however, now.
All right, break. Step back. Punch, punch, punch.
Very interesting fight now. I mean, both guys are throwing real good punches at each other. Gonzales' uppercuts have been sensational.
As you mentioned, though, Ange, Duran has the experience. He's not going to outsmart him. He has to outfight him.
Under a minute to go, round 7.
Well, Duran certainly didn't pick an easy one his first fight back, that's for sure. And that's to his credit.
Gonzales going toe-to-toe with Duran. Both landing blows in the head. Well, I think he was correct in taking a tough young Turk. Less than 30 seconds to go. If he had taken an easy fight, the boxing public just wouldn't have bought it. An easy win. Left jab by Gonzales.
All right, break. Break. Step back. Don't punch. Don't punch.
Final seconds of this 7th round, scheduled for 10. Duran scoring as the bell approaches.
All right, get out of there.
10.
Round number 8. 3 rounds to go, Gil.
I don't know whether Duran was in any trouble at the end of the round, but 2 different seconds gave him a pneumonia breaker to clear his head. Maybe he complained that he was a little dizzy. I don't know, but I don't see any reason for doing that unless he was in a little trouble.
No, Gil, he loves ammonia because he had asked permission in one state to use ammonia. He loves it. To him, it's a necessary thing. I don't think he was in trouble. He's just very, very tired, and he's blowing real good from his mouth.
Round 8 scheduled for 10. Nino Gonzales, as our experts have observed, should be taking this fight to Duran if he's going to win it and lift himself into the top ranks of the junior welterweights, the junior middleweights, super welterweights.
All right, break. Break. Keep your punches up.
Little redness under the right eye now of Gonzales. Some bruising under the left eye.
All right, keep those punches up. Now, that's 2 times I told you.
You can hear the referee, Jackie Keogh from Cleveland, scoring along with Vito Mazzeo and Ed McGuire.
Gonzales is trying to get away from those body shots, Gil. That's why he's trying to smother Duran. But meanwhile, he's getting hit with the body shots.
All right, break, sit back.
He landed a couple of pretty good body shots himself, though, Ange. I mean, this is right now still a very, very tough fight.
I'd like to alert our stations along the line. We'll be going to a 30-second station break at the end of this 8th round. Gonzales scoring right in Duran's corner. Again, the smile from Duran, and Gonzales pulls away.
Not getting off enough, though.
A minute to go.
Tim, he's not getting off enough. Here's his chance. He could have really taken over then. Duran was waiting for him to punch, and he didn't punch. He's standing there again looking at him. He doesn't have to look at him. You got to get rid of those hands. Let him go.
Left jab landed from Gonzales.
That's what he has to do, what he's doing now. Put the pressure and move his hands.
Punch away out. Go ahead.
Harris did it again.
Gonzales took the referee's invitation to punch his way out, and he scored to the body. Less than 30 seconds to go. Good flurry by Gonzales. Now Duran digging that hook to the body.
All right, get out of there. Watch your head, Nino.
Final seconds of the 8th round. We'll be back with more of Roberto Duran and Nino Gonzales after this word from your local station.
Hey. He makes Duran miss again. And here he starts moving those hands. And a good right hand uppercut by Gonzales. Now he has him against the ropes, and he waits just a little too long. You'll see he's standing there right then and there. He should have got off again.
Round 9 coming up, and gentlemen, this question must be asked. Do you think in a close fight that goes to the 10th round that the judges here would be inclined to favor Duran just as the sentimental favorite, perhaps? Is that something that might be in the minds?
Well, I think judges are always affected by a crowd, Tim. I mean, they're human beings, and just the introductions for the fight. When Duran came in, the people really gave him a hand. And I think, yes, they just might lean towards Duran unconsciously in a tough situation. And it is a tough, close fight right at this point.
Well, the way we see it, all three of us, only slightly differently as I look at our cards, it's almost dead even.
Yeah, but see what can happen. Emotion could create that kind of a scene, Tim. And I feel they're rooting for Duran because they want to see him do well what happened before.
Well, and no doubt much of this audience and also those looking on television want to see a Duran-Leonard third fight, if that can ever come about.
Gonzales moved Duran beautifully a minute ago and hit him with a couple of good counters, and he just did it again.
We should point out there are a number of Nino Gonzales fans that made the trip here by private aircraft and by bus from Bayonne, New Jersey. They can be heard in the crowd. This is the 9th round, scheduled for 10. Duran on the attack and scoring. And Gonzales giving him a little machismo back. Shaking his head that he wasn't hurt.
He's hurt. Those body shots are taking his toll on Gonzales. And Duran's an artist of nailing you downstairs with both hands.
Especially when you give him the time, the way Gonzales is giving him all that time.
Okay, get him.
Again, we'd like to remind our stations along the line we'll be going to a 30-second station break at the end of this 9th round.
Gonzales is just not getting off enough. There he had an opportunity. He waited. He's got to let those hands go.
Well, Duran has complete disdain for Gonzales now. He's showing him, said, I'm the doctor, I'm the man.
He's also got to know it's the 9th round and that he's feeling certainly good enough to have the stamina to go to 10. Duran now working to the head of Gonzales, but Gonzales comes back to the body. Under a minute to go in the 9th round. Gonzales landed a good left hand. Well, he toe-to-toe in the middle of the ring and the crowd responding.
Gonzales is getting nailed, but he's punching back.
All right. Okay, break it up.
Less than 30 seconds to go in the 9th round.
Two big punches by Gonzales.
Okay, let's get out of there. Let's get out of there.
What he's landed them, he hasn't been able to move Duran very much.
Well, Duran's always been able to take a good punch.
9th round. We'll be back with more of this fight after this word from your local station. 9th round. Watch this now. This flurry near the end of the round. Duran landing 2 consecutive lefts. And then they both go at it. Now watch for a good right overhand from Gonzales and watch for a good left hook in this exchange. Well, we didn't get to see it. It came right at the end of the round. This is the final round. Good left jab by Gonzales. Duran knows he's in a very close fight. They both must know that.
You know, a lot of times we criticize judges, but they're the guys that have to put it down on paper. I wouldn't want to be judging this fight. This is a tough one.
Toe-to-toe again, Gonzales and Duran.
Let's go, Frank.
Duran certainly has bought his money's worth in a comeback try against this tough young Nino Gonzales.
Watch your heads. Watch your heads.
Duran's trying to con his way through there by conning this kid, laughing at him. And this kid is not going for it in the last round, Gilly. Coming on like a young man should.
Ange, I know the kid, and I knew he wouldn't be in awe of Duran. He's going to let it all hang out, which he has been doing the last couple of rounds. He fights better after he's been hit and hurt. Maybe his corner should have hit him just before the bell rang. He would have come out like a tiger.
Shoulders, come on.
Right at Bayonne, New Jersey. Owns the New Jersey welterweight title. He's a good amateur.
See what he's doing now? It's the 10th round. He's trying to feint with Duran again. He should not be feinting. This is it.
Come on, come on.
He's got to let him go.
Now the crowd cheering Nino, Nino, Nino as they've come to his side. Ebb and flow of the fight. The crowd really enjoying the work of both these boxers.
All right, break it. Let's go. Don't punch. Don't punch. Come on.
Good exchange. Good left hook by Gonzales. Good right hand by Duran.
Come on.
I think the fight's still up for grabs. We're into the last minute.
Tremendous action for 10 rounds, and it just built as it's gone along. Under a minute to go in the fight.
All right, let's go. Break it up.
Well, Duran may be uncomfortable at 154, but he's shown he can go 10 rounds at that weight. Good right hand landed by Gonzales. Snap back the head of Duran. Neither fighter has been down if you joined us along the way, but it's been grueling.
That was paper. That one would have landed.
Well, I told you, that's what he does. He can nail you any time in the fight and get you out of there.
Less than 30 seconds to go. Good body punching by Gonzales. Uppercut landed by Duran.
This is a fight you don't like to see a loser. Good punches by Gonzales.
Great fight.
Tremendous exchange here in the final seconds of the fight. They'll be asking for a rematch of this one no matter what the outcome. Again, the show of the Latin Lion, Roberto Duran, as the fight comes to a close, the crowd comes to its feet. Tremendous boxing action. Roberto Duran, as he's raised by his handler, Panama Lewis, mixture of boos and cheers. This crowd, I'd say, about evenly divided in their affections, and perhaps rightfully so. The young Turk, Nino Gonzales, trying to make a name for himself, and Roberto Duran, the Latin Lion, trying to get back into the world picture and have his much-wanted opportunity against Sugar Ray Leonard. So we'll have the decision coming up here momentarily in Cleveland. Don't go away. All right, we are back here in the ring awaiting the decision. It has not yet been announced. The referee and the two judges will do the scoring on the 5-point must system. And both these fighters acting like they've won the fight. And here's the decision. Well, we're awaiting the decision still, evidently. Ring announcer Jim Mueller has not been handed the cards as yet. They are still calculating the decision, we're told. That's the delay, and we're grateful for that information, as there has been an undue delay. And now it looks like the ring announcer, Jim Mueller, has the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Vito Mazio scores it 48-45 Duran.
Roberto Duran has